What is up, my Lorcana goons? Welcome to the weekly Market Watch. My name is Kevin. We're going to talk about some Lorcana stuff today. We do these Market Watch videos every Monday and Friday, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like Lorcana content. And if you yourself are a Lorcana goon, we have some new reveal to go over today. Just one. In the meantime, we got revealed Kita from Into the Inklands. Now, this is going to be a 2 inkable steel card. It's going to have 2 strength, 3 willpower, and it has bodyguard, and it quests for 1. So it's basically a steel version of Simba Protective Cub. So now you can have some extra bodyguard action in your steel decks, which is always handy to see. So Into the Inklands new reveals happening daily, brought to us by the Lorcana Goons Discord right here. So if you guys want to be a member of the Lorcana Goons Discord, link down below in the description. You guys want to join the Goon community. But check out some of these pre-order prices. We have some of the reveals that happen on Friday over the weekend as well. For some of these cards, they're already listed on TCG Player. And maybe this legendary is going to be $50, maybe it's not, but this is Milo Thatch, King of Atlantis from Into the Inklands. It's a 7-cost uninkable, and it says, Shift 4, when this character is banished, return all opposing characters to the player's hands. It has 4 strength, 4 willpower, and it quests for 3. So, as usual, Emerald cards getting a bunch of uninkables in this set, and cards that quest for 3, which is pretty impactful. But this card seems pretty nice whenever it leaves the field. So if this character, actually has to get banished. So whenever it gets banished, so if it can get banished in a challenge or get banished by a card ability or something, everything goes back to the hand. So that sounds pretty nutty. I kind of like that. In general, it's a mass board removal in a sense for Emerald, which Emerald doesn't have any removal whatsoever. We are going to have some listings here for $50, and we might not need to pay $50 for this legendary Milo Thatch. As good as it is, I don't think it's going to be a $50 legendary, so do not buy these pre-order singles. We also have this 1-drop Goon style Milo Thatch that you can shift from. It's going to be a 1/2/2 Emerald card for you there. We have a 2-cost Milo Thatch, a 2-ink inkable, 2 strength, 2 willpower, and it says, well, this character is at a location, it gains +2 strength. So wow, potentially 4 strength, 2 willpower character if you can put it to a location, this Milo Thatch, and you can use them to shift into the Emerald one, right? And I'm be real with you guys, I haven't seen Atlantis yet. I know I'm a bad Lorcana player, so I have no idea who Milo Thatch is, but this might just get me to watch that movie, right? Because I need to prepare for Into the Inklands. We also have Eliga St. Clair right here, right hand woman. This character is going to be a 3-cost steel card. It's inkable, it's going to have 2 strength, 4 willpower, and it has challenger +2. I like this card a lot. This card seems pretty impactful, a potential 3/4/4 when you need it, a stronger version of Prince Eric, which is always cool to see. But all these common cards, $1.50 pre-order, you don't have to pay $1.50 for these guys. They're going to be quarter cards, they're going to be cards you can find at the table in bulk when people win them at locals and they don't want them anymore, so just be patient. Kita Atlantean Into the Inklands, this is a 1-drop 2/2 inkable. It's an inkable Goons card, Kita, and the flavor text is in Atlantean, right? So that's pretty cool. A very fun lore right there. And then we have a friend like me, another new card that was revealed. This song is going to be a 5-cost inkable song, and it says each player puts the top 3 cards of their deck into the inkwell face down and exerted. One of my favorite songs in general in the Disney universe, so pretty cool to see it has such a crazy effect. I think this card is actually kind of good. Some people say this card might not be that good, but I think it's kind of good actually. I thought ramping 1 extra ink was like powerful enough for Sapphire, but ramping 3 ink in Sapphire is crazy because you can build your deck around this card. You can build your deck so that you play mostly high cost characters, and when you resolve this card, you're going to be ahead of the game, because if your opponent's playing a deck that doesn't revolve around this card, they're going to mulligan their hand for like a 1/4 curve, and then all of a sudden you're going to give them a bunch of ink, and then their hand is going to be different. While you're able to play high cost characters, they might have mulliganed their high cost characters away. They might have been inking away their high cost characters. So an interesting strategy for Sapphire to be able to give you and your opponent extra ink, right? So I wonder what this is going to do in the meta. But Into the Inklands taking over the new space right now for Lorcana. If you guys want to do some pre-orders for Into the Inklands, this week might be one of the best weeks to do it, because these prices are as low as I've seen them, $153 with shipping included for the Into the Inklands pre-orders, which is pretty cool to see, especially when I was paying like $200 for the Rise of the Bloodborne pre-orders, and people were paying even more for the first chapter pre-orders. So this is really close to MSRP. It's basically MSRP, right? Only $10 more and shipping included. So you're gonna have to pay shipping anyways, and if you're not getting it in person. So this is kind of an MSRP pre-order, right? And this is really cool to see because I didn't think we'd ever get here for Lorcana. The game was so hyped. There was so much issues with printing and scalping that it didn't seem like we were ever going to get to this space where you can actually pre-order the booster boxes at MSRP price. And that is the goal, right? So for once, I will say maybe this is a good pre-order price right now. We know the box itself could dip below MSRP. We know Rise of the Floodborn is selling for about $120, which is still a good price. But so if you don't want to overpay, just wait until your LGS has it. Wait until the market is flooded with these again, and the price might go lower. But if you are worried that this set is going to be like the first chapter, it's going to be very impactful, and it might be bought out, then I would maybe get a pre-order for this. I feel much more confident about pre-ordering a booster box than like other pre-order stuff, just because I can actually keep a booster box sealed for whatever reason if you want that as a collector's item. So take that into consideration as well. The first chapter booster boxes are still selling for close to $200. We have plenty of sales happening today for that $199 mark, and lowest verified listing is going to be a cash connection for $191 plus $8 shipping. So $199, $200 is still what the first chapter is selling for. And who knows, maybe Inklands might be this price too. Maybe it might even be more. Just depends on how impactful and how much in demand it is, especially with Lorcana official tournaments starting, right? Rise of the Floodborn has been picking up in price a little bit this past week. Last week we saw them selling for as low as $110 to $115, and now it's kind of hitting close to that $120 range again. So couple sales today happening in that $120 range, $122, $123, $124, etc., etc. Oh, and now we have lowest verified listing right here for $122 by Card Collecting. So still above, still less than MSRP, which is pretty cool to see, especially with all these enchanted rares shooting up in price still. But a lot of them have been calming down. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these enchanted rares. Some of the Floodborn Enchanted rares are picked up in price a lot over the weekend. It seems like these are the ones that are catching up to what was happening with the first chapter, specifically this Hercules. Check this out. So Hercules was selling for about $75 on January 20th, and out of nowhere, boom. Well, not out of nowhere necessarily, but a lot of people started playing Hercules in the meta as well. And I want to say because of that and because of all the other enchanted rare hype, they immediately stopped selling for less than $100, right? And after selling for around that $115 to $110 mark, over the weekend, most of those sold out, and we did have some sales for $130. But now the lowest listing is going to be $142 by TCG Source. Then after that, it goes $175 by So High. So around $150, maybe a little less, or around, it might be even more by the end of today, depending on how many sell. But there's only 14 listings left now for Hercules Divine Hero, and it's more than $100. It's about $150 now, so that's pretty cool to see. Arthur Wizard's Apprentice is another enchanted rare that is going up in price as well. We saw this last Friday. We were taking a gander at it because they were over $100 again, and another sale happening today, yesterday, and the day before that for $140 plus. So only 15 listings left, and a lot of them selling close to that $150 range. No longer less than $100 on Arthur either, guys. Some first chapter enchanted rares going up in price as well, like Genie on the Job. Seeing a lot of play in the Mufasa deck, but on Friday, a lot of sales happening for that $150 range. But the prices are coming back down, I think, on a lot of these because they're not really selling post that Friday that they were selling at, right? So no sales on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday for this card, unfortunately. Same goes for Hades. We have one sale happening today for $125, and then after that, the next listing goes to $130. Ooh, so that's kind of cool. Hades used to be one of the lowest enchanted rares in general. Definitely the cheapest one in Rise of the Floodborn, but now it's more than $100 again. So interesting to see there. Simba Returned King. So this card has been listed at $300, and then more and more listings just kept coming. Right now we have some unverified listings for around $200. Lowest verified is going to be ISD Gaming with $200.01. So kind of interesting. Should you be paying $200 for this Simba? I'm not sure. We had a couple sales happening on Friday and Saturday is what it's looking like for $200 on the dot. So they're selling at $200. I feel like if you want to sell this card, I think this is a good time to sell it. I don't know if it's going to stay at $200. I feel like there's going to be some more listings for some of these enchanted rares, but as you can see, they're kind of starting to hit a plateau with the hype. It's not going to hit hit over $200. These were listed at $300 at one point, and I straight up said don't buy them at $300. And people are buying them at $200 instead, so maybe that's more of a reasonable price, right? Mickey Mouse Away Ward Sorcerer, this card going up in price as well. A couple sales happening on Friday for $230. Today, a sale happened for $208, so a little bit less than the Friday price. And now we have some lowest verified listings at $244, but some unverifieds have it for $215, so around that $200 to $250 range. Going by the monthly chart, it just keeps going up, obviously, but I think this $200 range is probably going to be where it stays at for a little bit. I've been seeing more and more people pull up with first chapter packs lately, and again, we noticed that. We learned last week that there is not a confirmation or a denial that there's going to be reprints, right? So Ravensburger said that they can make more if they want, so just be on the lookout for that. Maui Hero to All, this Enchanted did kind of bounce off that $200 mark. $198. Villain Gaming is the lowest verified, and some sales happening for that $190 range right there over the weekend. Elsa has been seeing a lot of sales movement, actually, so people continue to buy Enchanted Elsa, and that's always interesting to see. A couple sales happening this weekend for around that $650 range: $650, $699, $610, and $615 for some light played versions of this card. So that near mint Elsa sold for $699, and now we have a lowest verified near mint for $659 here, and another one for $675 right here by Blaze Gaming LLC, and the Vault Online. So one did sell for $699, but we have some verified listings right here for less than $699 still. So I guess when these sell out for the near mint, then we're gonna start seeing $700 Elsas again. That's kind of crazy. I feel like Elsa does a very good job at dictating a lot of the enchanted market, so as long as this card decides to shoot up, maybe a lot of the other enchanteds will follow its trend pattern. But man, the Enchanted Elsa, the raw Enchanted Elsa selling for $650 plus is pretty wild to me. And I feel like if you have this card, and if you want to make some money, you pulled it in a pack or whatever, if I pulled it in a pack today, I would sell it instantly. Just because I've seen this card as low as $300. You know what I mean? And this is like double that, and if you're expecting it to keep going higher and higher, it is definitely possible. But just know that there's always going to be more listings being put out there, just so long as there's first chapter booster packs to open up. And as of today, there does seem like there is enough first chapter booster packs to go around. So if you do want to purchase this Elsa, just remember that there are still some first chapter booster boxes that have not been opened. I have a booster box, and I know I'm not the only person in the world that has a booster box, right? So it's safe to say we're going to see more listings for this Elsa get put online soon, but will that make the price go lower or higher? We just don't know, but this is pretty expensive to pay for $700. And if you guys want to really take a look at history, we know that this card did sell for around $1,000 at one point for the raw Enchanted Elsa. So everything has its risks, but Elsa being one of the most expensive cards in Lorcana definitely comes with that interest, with that weight with the first chapter, right? So I do think first chapter booster boxes are gonna be impacted by the fact that this Elsa is still selling for around $700. But enough of that. I'm sure you guys have heard of the Enchanted Elsa, and you guys have heard me talk about that for months and months to come now. But we'll see how high this goes. Let's get on into some non-enchanted cards like the Bell Strange but Special Legendary, selling for more than $25 this weekend. Look at that. Lowest verified today is going to be Lorcana CTOR with $27.98. So $28, almost $30 is what you're going to probably have to pay for Bell Strange but Special now. So pretty awesome to see there. This card continues to rise up in price. It is a princess, so I think princesses are always going to have that kind of collectability. And if you want to get a foil for this card, you can get a mint foil for $40 by Bridges Card Shop. That's pretty nice when the non-foils are about $10 less, right? Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, no longer in that $40 range. Safe to say this card is starting to sell for closer to $35. We have plenty of non-verified listings for $34 with $1 shipping. Lowest verified is going to be East Coast Legacy for $34.57 with $1 shipping. So $35 now is what you're probably going to pay for Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, and I think that's better than paying $40, $45 like we were paying earlier in the month for this card. It's starting to come down in price because some people aren't playing it in their Ruby Amethyst decks anymore. It's kind of not necessary. It's still an amazing card nonetheless, so I do think that if you were trying to pick this up, maybe now might be the time. There's 134 listings, and it looks like there's more and more listings that just keep getting put up, so it could go lower as well. A lot of the cards for the singles market in terms of like non-enchanteds are starting to come down a little bit. At least the ones that aren't legendaries, like Rapunzel and Maleficent Monsters Dragon, right? Because Rapunzel, lowest verified near mint is going to be for $39.74 by Lay Valley Card. So Rapunzel is now more expensive than Maleficent Monsters Dragon. Check that out. Okay. For a while, Rapunzel was the most expensive legendary, and then it became the second most expensive, and then it fell under Maleficent Dragon, but now it's starting to pick back up again, you know what I'm saying? So we're starting to see Rapunzel at that $40 mark now. So if you weren't getting your Rapunzels for less than 40 bucks, I feel like it's too late now. You're gonna have to start getting them for more than 40. All the sales that happened over the weekend were for around that $37 to $40 range, and now the lowest verified is going to be that one I said by Lay Valley Cards for $39.74. After that, the next couple listings stay in that $39.74 range. So yeah, you're gonna have to pay about $40 for your Rapunzel's legendaries. Now let's take a look at the foil listings though. The foil Rapunzels are now selling for $70.25 is going to be the lowest verified by the Rivertown Cards, and after that the next verified seller for a near mint is $80 by Collectibles by MC. So there are some non-verified sellers who have it for less than $80, but this is getting close to an $80 foil again, guys. That's kind of cool to see. Beast Tragic Hero. I like this card. Everybody likes this card. It's one of the best cards in Steel, and it continues to sell for more than $40. Kind of cool. Okay, so plenty of sales happening this weekend for around that $40 to $50 range. Some of them bouncing off $49.99. Only 77 listings, so less than 100 listings on this card. Lowest verified is by one time. It's going to be $43 with $8 shipping. And then after that, the next verifieds go to the next page, but you can pick an unverified seller and get it for around $45 as well. This card giving you an extra draw during your turn is super impactful in most Steel decks. And if you want to get a foil for this card, there's only 13 listings left. And Council of Wales has it for $64.98. After that, the next verified goes to $68.66. So Beast has been in that kind of $60 to $70 foil range for a cool minute. And I think that's a perfectly reasonable price for this foil. Next, we have Carefree Surfer Stitch, bouncing off that $20 mark. If you guys want to get this card for less than 20 bucks, I think it's a come up right now. It's $16.75 for the lowest verified. That's kind of cool to see. And even the foils are selling for around $35 still. So let's check out the foils here and see what the lowest verified is for the foil. Yeah, we have Izzy Comics. They have it for $35.52 if you want a cold foil Carefree Surfer Stitch. Mufasa coming down in price. The hype was real for Mufasa when it was selling more than $25, but now it's calmed down a bit. The lowest verified is going to be Nightlife Cards for $19.70, then Oxford Gaming 7 for $19.74 as well. So around 20 bucks is still where you're going to be paying for your Mufasa. Not 25 anymore, so you know, if you pay 25 bucks, you might have overpaid, but now 20 bucks is what you're paying. If you want to get a foil one, $32 for a foil Mufasa. Now we have Snow White Well-Wisher has been seeing a lot of sales movement over the weekend. Lowest verified is now $8.39, so close to $9 is what you're going to be paying for these Snow Whites now. Almost a $10 legendary, kind of like Alice. And this card's good, it's just not seeing a lot of play right now. So if you do want to pick this card up, almost $10. It's a bunch of sales have been happening over this weekend. Plus, this card might get better with Morph. You know what I mean? You can play this in a Morph deck. Kind of cool. Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. The foils still continue to surprise me. We looked at this last Friday, and they were selling for around $50 for the foils. And now today, lowest verified foil near mint is going to be $84 by Tiny's TCG Shop. Wow. And then if you want to go by unverified, you can go Pink Money Pro right here. They have it for $69.99. But holy heck, this has been selling for $70 easily in the foil market range. Yeah, guys, when you pull a foil Mickey BLT, just hold on to it. Look at this. A sale happened for $69.69. Then another sale happened for $55 before that. There's not that many listings. There's only 11 listings for this card. And like I said, $69 and $84. Wow, this is like a $70 to $80 legendary foil right now. That's pretty cool to see if you're opening up some first chapter packs, you know what I'm saying? Scar, Vicious Cheater, continues to sell for around $10. Actually, less than $10. Lowest verified for a near mint is going to be $6.50 by Death Metal Games. And I think this card's pretty good, so maybe consider picking that up before it's less than 10 bucks right now. And Fairy Godmother, a bunch of sales happening for this card. A lot of the foils were selling for around $10 to $11. Today, specifically, a lot of $11 sales for the foils, and over the weekend as well. So pretty cool. This is a Morph target. Now the lowest verified is going to be by one time for $5.29, and for foils now we have a lowest verified foil for $10.20. So 36 listing on the foils right now. That's a pretty good foil in my opinion. Tinkerbell Giant Fairy, no longer less than $10. If you want your Tinkerbells, you're going to be paying more now. The lowest verified is going to be by PCB Hobby for $10.99. Then East Coast Legacy has it for $10.50 with 99-cent shipping. So about $11 to $12 is what you're paying for Tinkerbell Giant Fairies. These were selling for less than $10 for such a long time, so now they're not. Too bad. You gotta get them for more than $10 now, guys. I'm sorry. You should have gotten them when I told you. Grab your swords. Kind of going up a little bit in price. It's gonna hit that $5 range again. Watch. Lowest verified is by Emena Fremi, $3.76 with $1 shipping. Then Card Titan has it for $3.99 with $1 shipping. So it's about a $5 rare. Again, grab your swords. You should have picked them up when they were less than $5. And some of the promos are starting to shoot up too, like the Mickey Mouse League promo. Check this out. A bunch of sales happening over the weekend to the point where it shot up from around $5 all the way to $10 again. So if we look at the sales data from this weekend, we have a bunch of sales that were happening in that $10 to $9 to $12 range, and now the lowest verified is gonna be $9.50 with $1 shipping by Poke Hobbies Arizona. So around the beginning of January, these were still selling for like $5 to $6, and as of lately, they've all been selling for $10 again. So that's kind of cool to see this card kind of going up in price again. Remember at one point there was like a pseudo buyout happening with these, and the price just shot up a bunch. Right now there's still 21 listings available, so it's not going to hit that $30 mark anytime soon, but at least they're not $5 anymore, which is cool to see. And same goes with the Hey Hey. So the Hey Hey boat snack, check this out. Somebody bought one today for $9.99, which was unfortunate. Plenty of sales happening yesterday for $4, but I don't know why that purchase of $10 happened today. But it did make the prices go up in general because there's only light played listings on this first page. The first near mint cold foil is going to be by Blorg's Hobby Shop for $5.98 with $1 shipping. So it's about a $5 to $6 promo card again. So these were selling for like $2 to $3 at one point. So if you have your Hey Hey and your Mickey Mouse Detective promos, be sure to get your value out of them, guys. That's pretty cool to see. The Yzma promo hasn't really been going up though, so these are still only about $2. I don't know, maybe pick these up before they start shooting up as well, because we can see it here with the Mickey and the Hey Hey. These are starting to go up a little bit, and Yzma hasn't caught up there yet. So, you know, if you guys want to pick these up, maybe consider getting some Yzmas before they go up. Some of the other promos that have been going up as well are the 4 Dozen Eggs, Pinocchio, and Rapunzel promos from the well, these were given out at PAX, but they're not like official PAX promos. They don't have any indication of that. And technically, these logos are supposed to be available in like this region for future Lorcana official events. They just haven't had any Lorcana official events where they're giving out these promos yet. So the PAX event was the only event that they've had them at. So they are kind of the PAX promos, but we'll see if we get more of these. But the point is that these are selling for a lot now, and they're still kind of expensive. A lot of sales right here for the 4 Dozen Eggs happening in that $50 range. $49.95 is what we're seeing post January 20th. And lowest verified is going to be $499.98 by Booster Packs. They have that 4 Dozen Eggs for you right there. The Pinocchio Talkative Puppet promo as well. This one has been selling for around $20. This one hasn't really broken that $20 range, but a lot of non-verifieds have it for $20 plus now. Lowest verified is going to be by Card Titan. They have it for $25.99 now today. And then the Rapunzel one is selling for a lot as well. Check this out. Today, one sold for $53 on TCG Player. Yesterday, a couple sold for $54, $49.99, $49.98 on the 25th. So a lot of sales for these definitely occurring throughout this week. There's only 6 listings left on TCG Player, and the lowest verified is going to be $55 by Kato Games. And after that, the next verified is $115. So there's hardly any reasonable listings on TCG Player for this card. So maybe consider checking eBay as well. So like I said, Lorcana did confirm that these promos, the future promos like this that are giving out at specific events are supposed to be giving out. They're supposed to be given out at the at the regions in which the events were held in at multiple events. But we haven't had any actual events in the America region other than that PAX official tournament, you know what I mean, or that PAX event where people got these promo cards. So because of that, they really haven't been printed again, so it's showing in the prices. Could these get printed again, and could these be given out this year at future Lorcana events? Yes, they very well could. So before, you know, buying these for these high prices, consider that. But if you guys want to check these out, I do encourage you to check eBay as well as TCG Player. You saw on TCG Player that a lot of them were consistently selling for around that $40 range, but on eBay, we can confirm here that some of them were selling for less than that. We have a 4 dozen egg sale here for $30, another one for $38 on the 24th, and then a couple more in that price range. So make sure to check eBay as well for your promos. The Rapunzel promos were also selling for a lot less on eBay. So we have one that sold over the weekend for $35, and another one that sold a couple days ago. This one was on the 22nd for $31. So the listings are probably going to start going up though, since like I mentioned, there's not that many available now anyways. But it works both ways, because right here we can see that somebody on the 20th of January paid $41 for this Pinocchio Packs promo, but if you go on TCG Player, you can find it for half that price. So check multiple platforms before you make your purchases, you know what I mean? Check TCG Player and check eBay. By the way, I am on 130point.com. This website shows me the recent sales on through eBay and whatnot for some of these cards by filtering it out. And we can even filter out the Disney Lorcana D23 promo cards. And these promo cards are very important because D23 has been announced for this year. Tickets go on sale in March, and 2 years ago already, 2 years ago basically, at D23, they unveiled the first Lorcana cards ever. It was like the official announcement of Disney Lorcana, and now we have some sales that have been happening in the last couple weeks or so in the D23 promos, which is pretty cool. Now, I don't remember the last time we checked these out. It might have been like somewhere in early January. So I'm just going to start here with this PSA 10 Maleficent Monsters Dragon that sold for $2,899 on January 14th. And then we have an Elsa PSA 10 D23 that sold for $7,000. So pretty interesting. So the Elsas are bouncing off that $7 range is what I've seen. A lot of Mickeys sell too. The PSA Mickeys for the D23 promos. The PSA 10 Mickey for $3,000 from this one on the 17th of January. But let's get a little closer to the 20th because I feel like that's where we are, right? Maleficent Monsters Dragon on the 14th of January sold for $3,100. Okay, and then on the 20th we have a Rockstar Stitch that sold for, oh no, this is a PSA 9 Robin Hood, sorry about that. On the 20th we have a PSA 9 Robin Hood that sold for $810. Then a PSA 10 Robin Hood on the 21st sold for $2,750. Wow, check that out. And then the next day a Robin Hood PSA 9 $983. So it's looking like a lot of sales movement happening for these, and they're slowly starting to trickle upward just a little bit. Maleficent Monsters Dragon on the 21st. This was a PSA 9, sold for $1,300. So $1,300 for a Maleficent PSA 9 Monsters Dragon kind of makes sense to me, right? And then we have some PSA 10s that we're selling for the Cruella and the Robin Hood right here. Okay, so only $2,000 for this PSA 10 Robin Hood. Wow, that's kind of low. Yeah, so you can see some of them even have the amount of bids. Like this Robin Hood only had 23 bids, so that's kind of low, unfortunately. I noticed that when these sell through bids, the prices are definitely lower than not. PSA 10 Hook, $1,875. PSA 10 Maleficent Dragon, ooh, $3,300. Dang, these are going up a little bit. January 21st, PSA 10 Elsa D23, $7,500. So that's cool to see. So the one before this was like 2 weeks before, and it sold for $7,000, and then another one sold last week for $7,500. So it did go up a little bit. We'll see if that keeps going up. PSA 9 Beckett Elsa, $3,100. Okay, so Beckett is a little bit different than PSA. Beckett is a little bit more pristine, I think prestigious, I would say. So $3,100 for a PSA 9 Beckett Elsa. Okay, then another Maleficent Monsters Dragon PSA 10 for $3,000. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that the PSA 10 Monsters Dragon is selling for $3,000 now. So if you have a PSA 10 Monsters Dragon, congratulations, it's gone up to $3,000 in the last couple of weeks. So that is pretty awesome to see. PSA 9 Cruella, $850. Wow, that's a come up right there. PSA 10 Rockstar Stitch, $225. Ooh, PSA 10 Maleficent Dragon, $2,839. So almost $3,000 on that one, but $2,800 is pretty close there. So that's a respectable price. For this Rockstar Stitch though, PSA 10, $2,225. That seems kind of low. I feel like this one should also be around that $3,000 range. Maybe not should, but I think it'll get there eventually, right? So still a good price though. 27 bids. It's good to see that there's a lot of movement for these. That's what I like to see though, because these are like the original promo cards. A couple more. We have PSA 10 Hook, $1,800. PSA 10 Robin Hood, $2,000. PSA 10 Cruella, $1,900. And then another PSA 10 Rockstar, $2,100. So it's looking like the other PSA 10s are around that 2 to 3,000 range, depending on which one you have. But Maleficent Monster Dragon is one of the more expensive ones, alongside Elsa, alongside the Elsa PSA D23 promo. PSA 9 in Maleficent is $1,200 though, if you're interested in that one. And then we have a PSA 8 Elsa that sold for $2,100. Wow, 26 bids, and that's a PSA 8. That's a grade 8, and that's not even a grade 10 or anything. So a lot of movement in these graded D23 promo cards. I feel like since we've been doing the market watch, I've been kind of sporadically checking these and throwing them in there. And this month or this week, there's just been like a bunch of sales movement on these, way more than there was before. But it's looking like the PSA 9 Mickey Mouse is still around that $1,300 range, or a little bit more than $1,000. But let me know what you guys think of these prices and all these other card prices in general that we went over. Do you guys think the D23 promo cards are worth it? Do you think it's better to just pick up some sealed product or something like that? Let me know what you guys think of the Into the Inklands reveals and pre-order singles. Should you buy them? Obviously you shouldn't pay $50 for some of these cards, but are you going to be getting pre-orders for Into the Inklands? I'm super excited for this set to come out and to see what other card reveals we get for this in the future. And thanks for being patient with me on today's Market Watch videos. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I am a little under the weather. I'm just kind of congested, and I've been sick over the weekend. I wish I had more time and more energy to make more videos. I have a bunch of ideas, but be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out our other Lorcana videos. If you like these Market Watch videos, we do other stuff as well, like card reviews, and we're doing tournament breakdowns, and I'm trying to work on doing more gameplay videos as well, because I do like playing this game as much as I like talking about it. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, follow us so you can keep up with any future Lorcana videos if you are a Lorcana Goon. And I do appreciate everything that you guys have done for us so far. But until then, stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we will see you Goons next time.